Alright, so are we live? Alright. Alright, so we are back again. And I'm sorry for technical difficulties out there because the game is glitchy and this is a technical difficulties. Yeah, let me say this again. This game has an extreme technical difficulties for you guys because my game is glitchy and there's a bug that's literally hard. I don't know why. Alright, so let's continue this journey for part 2. Let's test it out. So it literally goes out and yeah. This game has a I'm sorry about that. This game has some major technical difficulties. We sincerely had a major problem in the game. And earlier,
Shintaro 7 is now live. Streaming Sky, Children of the Light, new season is out now. Who's ready to celebrate the game's 5th anniversary?
Alright, let's change my mask. I don't know why, but it's gonna do. Alright, let's change it to my old mask. Let's change it from there. And let's change it to... Okay, never mind. I just changed it to that one. And I'm going to switch it up to this one. So better. And yeah. Now, I don't know why, because it really reminds me that they make differences. But there's some really differences. So yeah. Who's ready? Type yo in the chat, yeah.
Yo. Greetings, fellow citizens of the Yokoyama World fam. And remember, stay autistic friendly or else you're gonna get banned forever.
Can you type social?
Socials. Follow Shintaro on his socials URL.
Wowzer.
YT. Subscribe to his main YouTube channel. URL Shintaro 7.
Wowzer. Yo, this game has many facilities. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoa! It's time to celebrate Sky's 5th anniversary. Happy 5 years in Sky. Yeah. Alright, let's check it out on the wonderful workshop from the Nest. Wow. Okay. This is kinda odd for me, the bed. Ah. I need the bed. I really need that bed. $24 hearts? That's so bad. Alright, let's go back to the quest. Let's enter to celebrate the history of Sky. Let's enter this beautiful place of the world. I know this is gonna be a bad idea, but should I enter it or what? Here we go. This experience features icon images and videos.
But I really want to talk about the love we have towards games.
Wow! Wow!
And when we grew up, the game really made our lives better. You know, I find my childhood friends.
This game is so brilliant.
And I was able to connect with players, by making games. So I'm so much thankful for games. But when I tell people outside the gaming industry that we make games, their first reaction to the gaming industry is not very positive. And in fact, if you really think about what online game is, there's a stigma. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that most video games, in the first 30 years of the history of games, they're focusing on simulating physics. And the maximum feedback that you get from a physics simulation is destruction. And a lot of the successful franchise really excel people on this power fantasy. If I'm a student in school, I'm not free, I cannot drive, I cannot go out to places, and games fulfill that fantasy quite well. The problem is when most of the video games about power fantasies, you would expect people who have a civil, gentle interactions, like on the street. But most of the video game interactions you would run into is this. Right? That's the maximum feedback you can get from a physics simulation of two people. And because of that, there is this competitive emotion that leads to somewhat antisocial behaviors, well known as harassment. If you grew up, you know what harassment is. But that's not how we are only capable of as gamers, because Star Wars has told us that we are capable of both good and evil as humanity. There's many sides of what we are. As game developers, it's more important about who do we want to highlight of these colors of humanity. What do we want to highlight through our game? For me, I still feel game is the ultimate art form. It's
ultimate art form.
That we respected, just like cinema, music, literature. And then why are we still seen as subpar than these classic media? I used to chart quite a lot, so bear with me old concept. This is emotional mapping of the demographics within the film industry. How at different age, masculine audience and feminine audience prefer different genres. The closer it is towards those demographics, the more they prefer those content. And there is, when I first came to America, that was early 2000s. At that time, the game industry is very small. There was no mobile phones. And there's console of young male audience, and then there's casual of PC, mostly middle-aged women. That was pretty much it. The industry is very small. And they're serving a subgroup of the entire population. And so most people would refer these people as game gamers. But today, ever since 20 years ago when I come to America, the game industry evolved so much. Console industry has grown quite a lot because the gamers were older. They're 20 years older than when I first came in. And you start to see more serious emotions being, dealt with in the console industry. And when we started TGC, that was back in 2004, 2005. We made a game called Cloud. We were trying to explore the idea, can video games be art? At the time, this famous saying of, can video game make you cry? If video game makes you cry, then it is art. But at the time, there wasn't any games that made you cry. So when we made Cloud, we actually managed to, this is a student game back then, made by 4 or 5 students with no engine, there's no Unity and Unreal back then. And it's a little game about a kid flying in the sky and playing with clouds. But what happened is we have received so many letters from our player that they say they cried for the game, which at the time I was very surprised. And they encouraged us to start this company to make more games that could touch people and show the society that games are not just competitions and killing. It could be something emotional and it could potentially make your life better. And that was really what kind of pushed us to start the company.
X. Follow Shintaro on X, formerly Twitter, URL.
And we were very small. We only had 4 people. And we're trying to tackle some of the most challenging subjects in the game media. We're trying to see if we can make a video game haiku that feels quality. When everybody was pushing for Geometry Wars, Xbox Live Arcade, it's all about like the excitement. And then we try to explore video games via poetry that allows you to discover a feeling of healing rather than destroying. And then when we make our very first online game, Journey, we're trying to see if they can connect emotionally rather than having people competing with each other. And so each of the game we make, we're expanding in terms of its emotional complexity. Flower added more adventure and spans the game compared to Flow. Journey added more drama. There's kind of rise and fall transformation of player characters. And the emotional range, as the emotional range expand, each of the game managed to reach to a different group of players. And with Journey particularly, there's this cross-section here. These are these are older male players, about 35 years old. And they happen to be journalists and award judges. So Journey did pretty well with the awards. But we see a lot of comments on the internet saying this is the most boring game. We don't get what's the fuss about this. This is just a walking simulator. Because they are from younger male players and they don't necessarily understand the appeal of drama. But it's all right. Meanwhile, in the past decade, that's Journey shipped in 2012, so it's 12 years ago. In the past decade, the big thing happened is outside the console and PC hardcore gaming industry. We had the social media and now the mobile platform.
This is giving me
all of a sudden, when we Journey
Game. Gaming from year by developer name.
was making more artistic content and kind of see a lot of Sony AAA games start to shift in that direction. But meanwhile, 10 times more people stop playing games, and they have no idea what's going on PlayStation, and their impression of games is, Angry Bird. And felt like the battle trying to fight to push for is to make game more appeal as well before has been set back because of so many players just can't get in. And I look at the history when other medium was seriously respected as a form of art. There's a turning point. For animation, for example, before Snow White, Disney was making all kinds of cartoons, and at the time, animators are referred as cartoonists and Looney Tunes artists. They are seen not as art. They are like for kids, right? And once Snow White came out, the target audience suddenly shifted from just kids to both the parents and the kids, all ages. And from that point on, people start to recognize
Game. Shintaro plays Skype, Children of the Light. By Vacuum Company.
repeats to digital, like computer-generated images for animation. Pixar also made shorts in Seagraph. I've seen many of them. People, including Disney and Studio Ghibli, all my favorite animators, say, oh, computer can never capture the artistic expression of human hands. But after Toy Story, that impressed
Skype. Shintaro plays Skype, Children of the Light. By Vacuum Company.
Was moved by the medium, then they see it as art. And so today with games, we have lots of games. We have games for a whole family to enjoy together, fun. And we have all kinds of devices that have games on it. There's games for children, there's games for parents, mom and dad. There are games that connect all the children together after school. There are games that connect all the adults together after work. But there is not a game that is all ages. I have not been able to find a game I play with my wife and my kids together. And I think we're just so close to there. So after Journey, we really wanted to make a game that is emotionally accessible to people of all ages, genders. And it has to be, full-quad. That's how Disney described their animations. But PlayStation at the time is a majority male platform. And we realized if we stay on the PlayStation console, at maximum we can only hit that little slice of the pink pie. And it won't change the society view of games. And so
This is so beautiful.
All right, let's try to make the game accessible emotionally, but also from the hardware platform side.
Is it Fortnite for me yet?
Everybody want to play. And so that's how we
Fortnite. Shintaro started playing Fortnite back in December of 2019.
Like 3 years is already so fast, and 7 years I don't have the words to describe that. And we're shifting from a console platform to mobile platform. We're changing from two-player to MMO. We're changing from hardcore gaming audience to suddenly people of all ages. Many of them never played the game. When we make Journey, there's no chat. It's pretty safe. There's no harassment in Journey either. But now we have a complete open online community that can have toxic behaviors. People can chat. And so it's a lot of challenges that took a long time. But we believe we're trying to build a world that could represent, truthfully capturing the bright side of humanity, compassion and generosity, the emotion we're trying to create. And these are some of the fan arts. I like to look at players' fan arts because they usually capture what they remember the most from the game. And in Sky, the fan art is never about NC stories. The fan art is always about the connection, the bonding, the friendship, the moment of compassion, the moment of altruism. And I'm really moved by these art. But the game itself is essentially an online, a big social chat room where you can chat, you can hold hands with people, you can high five, you can give a hug, you can dance with people, you can send them letters, leave notes, and play music together. It's a pretty boilerplate description of the game. But at the same time, I want to say Sky is also the most socially engaging online game. I'm sure some games have piggybacking, but nobody bothered to make piggybacking really deep. And so we also have the UGC content where you can play instruments. We actually have a whole this set of instruments that you can go really jam with friends.
Wow.
The most surprising about Sky is that I didn't realize including Journey, by the way. The young player who really liked Journey and Sky of Women. This was never a thing if you come to GDC. If you go to EC, you would never know that. But my coworker told me they had a Journey fan gathered in Japan. Actually, more than half of the people who showed up were women. Certainly Sky today is over 70% of the active players are women. And worldwide, there's over 260 million
install of Sky. Wow.
And that's just a number that nobody still have ever imagined when the game is. The other surprise is we try to make the game emotionally accessible to people of all ages, and we actually have people of all ages playing. And here's a photo of a family with 3 generations playing Sky together. And out of all the messages I find, this one touches me most because this is a father who doesn't play video game, but he was playing the game because of his daughter, and he was moved by the game, right? And he wanted to thank us for making the experience. And I found out this guy works at Pixar. He's like Pixar actually at actual Barnaby. It's just like these people are hard to do. So but on the other hand, among the community, these are the two things I find quite proud. The first one is, most of us who made Sky were introverts, so we don't like hanging out with people. So when we go make online games, we want to make sure it's actually friendly for introverts. And the second part is they told us that our community on Discord is the most wholesome according to the community. But yeah, that's a lot about
I am absolutely
how we managed to design to avoid what you would expect from typical online game community. So I'm going to just share some lessons, that notes we take, things that worked out and things that didn't work out. That's really why you're here, right? So, okay, first,
when does Sky
very
start
important to
playing?
remember, the players are not born
When does it play?
toxic. And unintentional design can potentially nudge our players towards toxic behaviors, but they were never born toxic. So, number one, our behaviors are shaped by our environment. I'm sure everybody has heard of the Stanford prison experiment. Just to break it down very simple, in Stanford, a psychologist wants to test if the system, the institution like a prison that's pushing the police to be abusive, or is it just purely because of the people. And so they recruited the same group of college students with the same background and given them roles of prisoners and guards. And they let them stay in the same facility for over a month. Initially, every college student was finding this really fun. It's really fun role-playing game, right? It's like a lot. But over time, they start to behave just like the real prison, where abuse starts to happen. And people start to break down mentally, and people call them quitting. They are all promised lots of dollars if they stay the whole thing, but people eventually quit. They couldn't stay. And the takeaway from that research is the professor said that the role that the people have in a situation has a significant effect.
Sky. Shintaro started playing Sky, Children of the Light back in December of 2022.
Than the external situation. And without accountability, many people will do evil if given power. But you know, I'm a game designer. I'm skeptical of everything, and I think the evil thing is wrong. Human will just do what humans do, which is they will seek whatever the max feedback in whatever system they're playing, and that's what they did in the prison. So second, players are newborn babies in the digital world. Just think about it. No matter how old you are, if you're going to a new country, if you're going to a cyberspace, you have to relearn everything about the social addict of the society. So in Journey, we had this situation where, you know, like many online games, there's no collision between people because there's latency. If you're blocked by somebody, it's a really terrible experience. We are just a bunch of optimists, so we thought, you know, we want people to collaborate, right? There's a very good collaboration mechanics of you can push someone up and then they pull you up. So with two people, you can overcome a barrier that nobody can overcome themselves. And if they could get reward from that, you will bond them. It's a typical co-op thinking. What happens is once we add collision, people are not using it to help each other, but instead they want to push each other into extremely maximum feedback. And so this happened even in our internal playtest. CTO was killing me and was dancing around me rather than saving me right away. You know, like I'm going to be more agitated that way. So he can hear me yelling at him over the office, but that's fun for him. And so we were like, okay, guys, this is a game about helping people. It's about letting people have emotional connections. Let's not just kill each other making other games. So we tried all kinds of ways. Like we implement a world, you know, trying to kind of condition our players' moral behavior.
What the hell?
The world has a story about people helping each other, and you know, the main story shows people supporting each other. Like we did this in Sky as well. But none of these things conditioning don't work. They're babies, so even if you tell them they're supposed to behave nicely, they're still looking for the feedback. And we see this happen not just between our developers. The tester also developed these toxic behaviors in our game. And for quite a while, I was really thinking, are we really born evil? And so one day I ran into a child psychologist. I was complaining about these playtests to her, and she just said, "Oh, you're describing the behavior of a baby." The baby was seeking maximum feedback to reinforce their social behavior, similar to a dog. I don't know if you guys ever raised a puppy. They have these teeny sharp teeth. That's really sharp, right? So if they bite you, feel the pain, but they can't really hurt you. You're like, why do they grow these teeth? So if they bite hard enough, their siblings gonna bark back. Right? So
Warriors and Weirdos. Subscribe to Aurora's Warriors and Weirdos Club URL Aurora's Faith Val Williams. C8 Val go to RCC9 NCKT.
What is that? The problem with babies is that sometimes they don't interpret negative feedback as negative. They always find that positive. Because my parents are yelling at me, that's a very big sound. I like that. And this happens on the internet all the time. You know.
Warriors and Weirdos. Subscribe to Aurora's Warriors and Weirdos Club URL Aurora's Faith Val Williams.
Try to give them no feedback. That's a very simple rule, but you can apply that to all kinds of design in the online community.
Hey.
Okay, third, sometimes you have bad moral behavior that develop in your community. Don't worry, you can minimize it through design.
Are you gonna take a shower?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna take a shower.
In video games, there's resources. You can use that to fly. So that makes you like the resource. There's nothing wrong about it. Every game has. But when you have two people, they both like the resource, and one person takes the resource and fly, and the other person doesn't have it, these people are thieves, or worst case situation,
they're robbery.
Robbery, right? And during the early days of journey, people just said, why are you making a multiplayer game? We just want to play the game alone. Give me a single player. That's
Shoot. Hang on, I'll be right back because I'm gonna take a shower, okay?
Connect with each other emotionally.
Don't go anywhere, because I'm gonna take a shower, because my body is completely smelly.
So we made it so that if you fly, the resource you use will come back, and you will drop right underneath. So technically, you're not stealing anybody's money. And the other person can use the resource to fly as well. But they still hate each other. What we discovered is the time it took for someone to pick up a resource and go all the way to a new location. The time it invested was then stolen by the other player. Right? And they're still unhappy even though the resource is still there. Right? They thought time is also a resource. So it's becoming very hard to design a game where people don't think each other as thieves. And so what we changed in Journey is like, okay, what if there's just unlimited resources everywhere you go, and you can load up your pocket with resources, right? And then in that situation, nobody hates each other. It's like, oh, you're a fellow bank robber. We're all here robbing an ATM. What a nice, shared interest. Right? And so people both can fly with lots of resources, they're happy with each other. It's just that one switch, right? You start to change the behavior of how people see each other. And so in Journey, eventually we removed the collision, not because we can't, but because we want. So there's no feedback for pushing people off the cliff. But at the same time, we created new feedback where if the people are close, their warmth is charging each other. It's like they're giving each other resources. And that made the player actually really enjoys hanging out with each other because they are getting free money from each other's pocket. Right? Why would you love someone who can give you money? Right? And both you can fly. And you like to fly, I like to fly. If I fly, I'm close to you. And this makes the player actually feel more comfortable to travel together. So from like, I want to play alone, these people are thieves, to, I can't, I'm going to wait for my friends to catch up. The only change is just the environment. They're the same people who's playing the game. So I just want to use this example to show you that it's possible to minimize the toxic behaviors if you see them happen in games. Work on the design. Okay, the second important lesson is that, Spider-Man says great power comes with great responsibility, right? Well, why would you have great power if you haven't earned it? You should give people power only after they have earned the power. And we need to fight toxicity with barriers. So what is this? So number one, I think we all would agree that we have the right to not be pushed with untrusted content. Right? We all have the right to not to see or not to hear if the content is terrible for us. But that's not the case. That's not the status quo of our online game. User-generated content usually can be disruptive. In the good case, they're funny. In the bad case, they're hurtful. So in Journey, we have no user-generated content, but just the position of the player. But in a typical online game, you have very smart user IDs. I don't know why gamers like to do that. But it gives you these weird feelings, right, when you read them. And for online games, there's the public chat. And usually it has nothing to do with your game. And usually take you out of it. And the worst situation, you hear somebody using voice chat, then you really want to run away from this game. And so what we did is we were like, why are these content pushed to the player? We just want people to share a moment. They don't need to see these content. That's huge distraction. So with Journey, we try to keep everything clean. We only want to have a human to interact with another human. They coexist and they share an emotional, roller coaster ride. Like they don't need to have these contents being pushed to each other. And so, because of the naughty names that people have created in PlayStation, we actually have to delay the display of the PlayStation ID until the end of the game when the entire emotional experience is finished. Then we show them the player ID, and you can imagine if you see them initially, the funky bottoms, right? Like, who is this guy? The funky bottoms in the middle of the desert. I don't want to hang out with this guy, right? It would completely ruin the opportunity to connect. So in Sky, we go even more extreme. We basically are really concerned. It's a game played worldwide, of all ages. And I personally have experienced, racism, sexism, even age is being discriminated. I'm 40 years old. The kids doesn't want to know I'm a great uncle, right? So we have to hide all those identities first. We want people to be judged by each other as just a human being. So in Sky, if you have not have meaningful connections with people, you just appear as a shadow. And the second thing is, names become a necessity in this game because there's so many players. You won't be able to tell them apart if you don't give them a name. In all the other games, you name yourself, right? And that's usually where the bad apple comes. So we decide to switch it, redesign the game where you give names to the other player. And in that way, no one can really force you to read anything you don't want to see, right? And that worked quite well for us. At least we have never heard any report on harassment because someone has a strange name in Sky. The second thing is social firearms needs a permit. If you want to run a shotgun, you want to carry a shotgun, you need to get a permit in the real life, right? So why would you give shotguns to babies, in an online game? So what is a shotgun? Social shotgun is the megaphone, right? You can speak in a public channel, and you can say something outrageous, and because you're anonymous, you can get away from it. So early on in Sky, we had these talking benches. Like we don't want people to talk all the time because that's too dangerous. So we have these like very short, 1 to 2 minute bench. You can sit down and have a brief conversation just to see if you like them or not. And then players start to request. They want to say, hey, bench is too small, only 2 people can talk. Can you give us 8-player benches? So we put it in the lobby. And then what happened is we have the eggplant boy. He becomes very famous. He always hang out in the social lobby. Just when people are all chatting, on the 8-person seat, he would jump on there, just use many eggplants. And so many people was like upset about this kid because they think the eggplant means something. And so eventually, one of our players went to talk to the kid and befriended the kid and tell her that's not a cool behavior. So he stopped. Right. But during that time, he really had a lot of fun doing it because to him, he has total invisibility. Nobody knows his name, and he can just spam people with fun, nasty messages. And so eventually, we had to dial back the public chat entries to just one-on-one. We don't want to give the feedback to a baby, of the potential to spam 7 people at the same time. If you are only sitting down next to someone who's sitting on the bench, you're very less likely to get a positive feedback. That person could be AFK. That person could be a worse person who can talk back to you. So it becomes much less toxic. We are no longer getting reports of eggplant boys. And we have the inspiration from Dark Souls where people leave helpful messages. So we want to reinforce that behavior. We want all players to leave messages to help each other, just like Dark Souls. The initial results are terrible. It's just like any online forum. You will find many smart text that is either funny or very disruptive. So essentially, if you unfilter the content could be very nasty, right? And creatively nasty on purpose because all the kids are looking for maximum feedback. So how do we control these behaviors? Is we have to ask our player that if they want to have this power to push content to a lot of people, they have to earn their permit, right? Just like if you want to own a gun, you have to earn a permit. So how do you do that? So I was talking to a different child psychologist, and I asked her, so how do you correct these problematic kids' behavior in school? Because they will do all kinds of programs with kids. And I was asking her, what's the most effective? And she said, the most effective program is you rally up the struggling kids who have really terrible social behaviors, they're bullies, or they just don't get along with anybody. You rally them up, you sit them together like a 12-step program, you kind of ask them to talk about what they enjoy. And very quickly, they will find connection. Oh, I like that. I like that too. Right? And then they will bond with each other. And once they build trust, once they find a community and they have friendships, they stop behaving terrible. Because they suddenly have somebody they care about, and they don't want to appear terrible in front of people they care about. So really, it's just, to help people is about integrating them back into the community rather than leaving them to be the loner. And so we implement this feature where if you make a content, your best friend would know that content is from you. The moment we implement that content, we see a huge wave on Discord of people going online to delete their messages. Because suddenly their friends could tell these smart messages from their best friend. So they clean it up in a day. And now the messages we see in Sky are mostly interesting and many of them inspiring. And so the rule we applied for the messages is initially when your friend made a content, there's three phases. The first phase is you made the content, and only your close friends can see it. And you would need 3 endorsements from your close friend for this content to be qualified to be pushed to the public. And once it's in the public, if there's 3 people who find this content offensive or harassing, and then they can downvote, and then the content will disappear. And that is basically a community regulation of, I would say it's like a social engineered friends regulation. And that ended up working really well. And 3, I want to talk about how can we protect the player with high barriers. In this case, we are talking about mutual consent. So chat moderation, like quoting my coworker Tim here, he said, chat moderation is important, but ultimately it's the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. You want to prevent the people from jumping, not just collecting a wounded person. So in Sky, we try to implement the consent at every step of the social interaction. From the early stage of people just chatting with each other without knowing each other, right? So in this case, you have a video here, people who are talking, and you don't even know what they look like. You're not judging them based on their appearance. You can just have a people-to-people conversation. And even to review the appearance, you have to agree to cross the candles to review them. So this really protects you from having this weird typecasting or bias towards each other. And you really have to earn the friendship, like in real life. Like sometimes like you like somebody, but they don't like you. Right. So here's the kind of real situation when a player finally gets the friendship. They are so thankful. They feel like they've earned it, and so they actually care about the relationship. And then that's just the beginning of forming a friendship. But then every step going forward, building the trust and unlock more intimate abilities like hugging, holding hands, and the free chat. They all require mutual consent. So if you're being an annoying person or harassing person, then the other person doesn't have to take it. So early on, if you have not unlocked chat, all the messages are masked. You really have to work your way up to build the trust, and eventually to really unlock chatting. That's very kind of counterintuitive for online games. Everybody was thinking, oh yeah, this is online, so you should have chat right away. You should be able to invite your friends and start to have very close chat. But we are designing it for introverts. Introverts don't have many friends, so it's more likely they're going to make new friends. And so we have to kind of build it in a very safe environment so you can slowly dial up, whether you want to hear someone else talking or not. And in Sky, we create these different tiers of interactions that is, become more intimate over time. But many people would never go to the second or third tier. The first tier is chat, second tier is warp. Like warp could be seen as stalking, so like that's the ability you really want to think if you want to give to a friend or not. Then there's like a little bit like play fight. That things can be interpreted as aggressive, but will be totally acceptable for close friends. We're all coming in a much higher trust level. So the higher the entry barrier is, the nicer the people behave socially when they finally enter. I don't know why, that's just humanity. All right, the third lesson is once you build a relationship, you want to protect the authenticity of the relationship. Gamification on relationship tends to erode trust and relationship into toxic behaviors. Number one is you don't want to mix relationship with rewards. It's like friends with benefits or with profits. That usually don't go well. And internally, we are talking about designers. Players should be motivated to spend time with one another because it feels good, not because they have to or because they have something to unlock. In the early days, we were trying all kinds of mechanics. We were trying to nudge the player to become friends with each other. What happened is in the rainforest, we have the rain that's harmful for your health. And so we have umbrellas. We designed a puzzle where if two friends come, they can pray at the shrine and you'll get an umbrella for both players. We thought that's such a great idea because it would encourage friends to visit together. But what happened is two strangers will come to the shrine. They both want the umbrella. So they added each other. They become friends right there. They get the umbrella and they break apart. And the next morning they log online. Who is this person? They forgot. They forgot this person even existed. And then they told me they feel disgusted looking at their friend list, not knowing who are these people. And that was like one of the rare things. Like everybody from the playtest told me, like, we don't want this. And the gifts should stay as a pure gift. This is another thing we made a mistake. So in the early days, we want to encourage the gifting. So we want to show player, how can I say, like you can potentially earn hearts by befriending someone else. So heart gift was a byproduct, it's like a bonus. If you level up your relationship, you get more hearts. But people love heart as a resource, so they want to farm hearts. So we start to see the heart bagger epidemic. So anywhere, it's like, go to any of the train stations or the airport. Outside, there will be people waiting for, hey, you want to be friends? I'm really cute. Let's be friends. And you would just be hoggled by these cute little chibi characters because usually they get more interest. And they just want to level up the relationship to riff the heart out of them. And that was getting so bad. Like everywhere, people are trying to be cute and attractive, but once they get the heart, they disappear. So we have to remove it. A gift has to be a pure gift. There's no additional benefits there. And the second thing is don't tutorialize your relationship with free gifts. Like many games, online games like to tutorialize. They will give you free currencies, and then you will apply it. You go through the drill and understand how the system works. But in our early prototype, the player will get a free gift every day. They can give out to other people to see what happens. And what happened is, even though the gift is free, the player expectation is not free. If you are giving someone a free gift every day, the day you don't give them the gift, they will like, hey, where's my gift? It's supposed to be free. You're supposed to give to me, right? And it becomes actually toxic. That's just the most weird thing. It's like if you have let's say a homeless person right on the street and you give them a dollar every Sunday. And on the next Sunday you didn't give the dollar, they will come to harass you, say like, where's my dollar? That's just human nature somehow. But it actually backfired for our community. And our player really disliked those people who like harassing them full of free gifts. So eventually we shifted back. Instead of trying to teach social systems by offering player free currencies to apply on real players, we decided to offer them currencies they can apply on NPCs. So these NPCs don't harass you. And they can still teach you the same systems without making the community toxic. And another one I want to say is like you need darkness to show light. When we first jumped into Sky, we were very we were very progressive. People hate pay to win, so we want to do the opposite of pay to win. We noticed that if you pay a pay to win game, a lot of times you don't want to tell people that you spend lots of money just to beat other people, because you know you're cheating. Like, there's a little bit of shame about buying things for yourself. But we found out that if you pay it for the people you love, usually they're very proud to tell you, hey, I took my family to Disneyland this weekend. Right. I have this big diamond ring for my fiance or whatever. It's like people are usually not shameful if it's about giving to someone they care about. So initially we were like, okay, let's go 100%, and everything has to be altruistic, and everything has to be giving. So we implement a society where you cannot buy anything, and the only thing you can get is if someone gives you something. And that society runs like a paradise for quite a while. I was very happy. Look at how these people giving each other. But very quickly, I started to find out everybody's like doing the, you scratch my back, I will scratch yours. Hey, I gifted you yesterday, where's my gift? You're supposed to give it back to me. And lots of people are actually very toxic about their expectation about not by the other person. And that was quite eye-opening when we tried it, because we were like, we can control the system, we can change the feedback, but humanity doesn't work like a machine, they're human. And so we realized that if you don't have a system where you actually can buy something for your self-interest, then when someone gives you a gift, you are second-guessing. Your question is that gift even is genuine, or are they just simply expecting you to give back to them something? So eventually when we launched the game, we had to including things that people can buy by themselves, just so that when they choose to buy it for a friend, the friend could trust that is a genuine gift. And that was a very big change when we were doing the design. So what we want is a genuine gift, not just gift the economy. And so today in Sky, you can buy things for yourself. You can also buy things for your friends. When we did the season pass, we did a slight discount. So if you buy it for your friends, it's cheaper. And it certainly made a lot of people decide to buy the season pass together. So 40% of the season pass was bought and sent as gifts. With the event content, that's 100% the same price. You can buy it for yourself, you can buy it for your friend. 22% of the content people purchase are actually for others. So to me, that is a genuine gift to each other. And one last thing I want to talk about is genuine human connections could save lives. When we work on Journey, we realize vulnerability really leads to human compassion. This is a very social behavior of many social animals. It's a survival instinct. When you are weak and small, you have to rely on working with each other to survive. Right? So when the predator they go around, they're strong and powerful. They usually hang out alone. But sometimes even the big cats they will work together, and that's only when their prey is even more strong. Right? And it's the feeling of risk and the feeling of smallness makes us bond with each other. And the very emotion of awe and vulnerability is what made us human, because we are such a weak animal if we are alone. And that makes us really want to belong. Right? These days, one of the biggest depression we feel in a society is the loneliness. That we don't feel we belong to something that's meaningful. And a lot of the friendships and connections are not genuine. It's surface level things. And just the yearning to belong to something bigger is the most human feeling of them all. And when you don't have this feeling of vulnerability and humble smallness, when you feel really big, you go back to the gamer behavior. Right? You're the space marine, you're the Superman, you're the hero that can change the world. And they stop thinking about connecting with others. And so if we want to make an online community less toxic, we have to rethink about gaming experience. We have to reduce the empowerment online. You know, instead of making games where you just go around killing things, make things much stronger you just can't kill. Instead of going around looking for treasures and resources or finding monsters, you go around running to other people. And people are more important than gold coins. In a battlefield, it's very hard to focus on people because the sound, the distraction. So you know, in order for games where people can connect, you have to reduce the noise. You have to reduce the number of people. You have to put them in an environment they feel small and a little bit vulnerable. And suddenly, if you see another person, oh my God, there's another person, right? Instead of walking on Times Square and people all pass by you and you're just trying to ignore all of them. So for Journey, we really tested this idea of creating the world that evokes a sense of awe and vulnerability. And the result shows it creates empathy and compassion between the players. These are the fan arts again of the memorable moments. What they had in the game is when they supported each other, is when they messaged for each other. And once you're creating these compassionate moments, a genuine human connection will form. And that leads to inclusive and supportive community. So what is a genuine human connection? It's a vulnerable interactions between two people that they feel heard, seen, and known and valued after the communication. And afterwards they feel better about themselves and feel better about the world. I'm just gonna summarize this genuine human connection. It's one of the few things I really believe is generally good for humans. When we created Sky, one of the emotions I really want to evoke is that we are not alone. And I think most of the artists who make art, they want to connect with people through their art. And in this process, if the art connects with them, there's an overwhelming sense of gratitude between the artist and the viewer. And I think this overwhelming gratitude I felt is also inspiring, our creation, and we want to give it back to the players. It's a very healthy cycle of reciprocation. When we launched Sky in 2019, we got a letter within a few months. A 67-year-old grandma from Hawaii who never played games was cried and moved by the game. And she told us, she doesn't want to be alone anymore. She's still a person of love. That's the same age as my mother-in-law, who also came from Hawaii. So it really, and eventually my mother-in-law also became a Sky player and find friendships. it's these stories that really make me feel happy that working on the games that we make. There's this manga, a Japanese very talented manga artist. She makes usually funny mangas, but one day she made this manga for us. She said that she actually tried to hurt herself in the real life multiple times. She was really thinking about throwing her life away. But when she discovered Sky, she felt the warmth from many friends she made in the Sky community. That for the current moment that she chooses to live, and she's only 20 years old. I really don't understand why a talented artist, at her golden age, think about throwing her life away. And during the Ukraine and Russian war, we were really concerned because we have players from both nations. And when they run into each other, instead of having a fight in the game, they actually really supported each other. They see each other as victims of the war, and they still stay contacted today. And I want to show you just one last thing. This is from the concert of Aurora. When there's 4,000 people can build the concert together. But when we give this tool to our player, when they have the control to tell each other what to do, together they were able to perform something that's just really beautiful and moving. They decided to come together without any of the problems. We didn't tell people to do this, but they decided to do it together with each other. Instead of competing or fighting, they're here to create art. I've just never thought a gaming community could be more amazing. So to conclude, how do you keep your online interaction positive? First, just remember, players are not born toxic. We are all capable to being a good citizen and treat each other with passion. So really just focusing on your design to highlight that bright part of humanity. Number two, don't give players social powers. No shotguns for babies, right? They have to earn their trust. And that's how the real society works. And I don't understand why online games don't do that. And number three, if you build a relationship, don't ruin the authenticity with gameplay mechanics. Gamification don't work with relationships. It needs to be genuine. And try to build genuine human connections in your community. It will save lives. And we are game designers. We're thinking about how to change people's behavior in our games, but I don't see why we couldn't think about how real-world institutions can be designed to promote human values rather than destroy them. And if you can make it work in the virtual world, I don't see why it wouldn't work in the real life. So TGC, is a company that started 18 years ago. Trying to make games to tell heartwarming stories for all ages. But today we have to change it because it's an online game now, right? We have to inspire humans to connect worldwide. Thank you. And we are also hiring.
Hello? Is it over? Hey there. How's the day going today? I am good. And by the way, I am ready to get dressed.
Okay, chat. And I don't know how to say this, but yeah. Sorry, I'm late because there was exclusive things that I didn't know at the time. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of late. I mean, I forgot this crazy ass mystery going on. But yeah, I'm sorry that I've actually been late upon soon, and I think there's a problem in there, downstairs, and I don't know what it actually means. But what does that mean? The rats, or the mice, came out downstairs and tried to eat the energen. Sooner or later, I actually came back from the shower. I don't know what's just happened to this.
This guy's been staffing with a Sidewinder. Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Bro. I actually logged out on my account and I didn't know what to expect, the unexpected. And the reason why I literally hate rats because I have musophobia. Let me say it again. Musophobia.
Are you scared of rats?
Yes, I really hate rats for a little while. And momentarily, things I literally hate rats. It's one of my most common fear as a little child. I didn't know what to expect, or what to expect at the unexpected times. And to be honest and fair, I'm not going to be angry. And yeah, basically it's just scaredy things that I really hate. Yeah, I mean, I literally use that all the time. Speaking of which, it's been 5 years since Sky Children of the Light has been released in the year of 2020. And did we actually miss out on a fun? It cost 24 hearts. So let's take a look at what's here in the gallery to view the history of Sky. Let's go. Alright, so let's start at the beginning. Founded in 2006, that game company is an Founded in 2006, that game company is an independent studio formed after University of Southern California classmates Genova Chen and Kelly Santiago studied and collaborated together on their acclaimed thesis project, Cloud. What's next? Sony Computer offered to publish 3 video games that offer Flow, Flower, and Journey. All titles redefine the possibilities of innovative, accessible, and positive-driven play. Whoa! I wonder what this is. 2012, Sony Computer Entertainment America LLC. Wowzer, this is good. Whoa, 2007. Wow. Flower. Journey, and now. Moved by Journey's Game of the Year recognition and its ability to connect players globally, the studio sought to lean into themes of gratitude and community and for their next project. This was the seed to expanding onto mobile platforms to reach more audiences and developing. And moved by Journey's Game of the Year recognition and its ability to connect players globally, the studio sought to lean into themes of gratitude and community for their next project. This was the seed to expanding onto mobile platforms to reach more audiences and developing their self-published title, Sky. Wow! So that was the history of the game, right? And this is the beginning of the phenomenal video game from that game company. Narrative and animation brainstorm. Oh, yeah. Exploring game design. Okay. What's next? Art planning. Workshopping a new design concept. Oh, nice. During the first few years of development, the studio iterated through exploration and playful discovery. The leap into mobile development, free to start game, and self-publishing a live operations title challenged the team and extended the production schedule. Experimenting with sound design. Environment art discussion. Okay. The art team studied a lot of cloud shapes and their behaviors to design a world in the sky. Inspiration came from the various emotions that clouds convey at different times of the day. Cloud, 2005, University of Southern California. Now that's like the sound of clouds, or not. This is unbelievably interesting. I hope that life gives you probably benefit. First like 5 years. This game is perfect. In late 2016, three distinct images were teased with the tagline, "A game about giving." The first visual teasers of Sky. Wow, this is the game that I first started playing in 2022. When I first started in December. During the fall of 2017, Sky was officially unveiled at the Apple special event in Cupertino, California. It debuted on the App Store for the iPhone and iPad. The game went into closed beta testing until 2019, when it was released on July 18th. Bro, this is amazing. Each season was filled with fresh gameplay, stories, characters, expressions, and items. Now this is going to be a banger. Genova Chen presenting at the Apple special event. That was the social area for Sky. The team launched its adventure season format, introducing 3 new seasons. Wow! The art is so beautiful. These first 3 releases were Season of Gratitude, Season of Light Features, and Season of Belonging. Oh my god, this is beautiful. The human world in Sky. This is so cool. Skyline over human cityscape to test flight. Wait, skyline over human cityscape to test flight. And initial testing of the player in the Sky world. Another example of the player avatar without a cape. The team settled on this early design in Prairie as an example avatar with an energy ring to show flight power. Oh my god, I love that. It was evident that once played among the clouds, we would have to rely on them as an emotional backdrop and scenery. Introducing familiar environments. An early prototype for testing. Multiple prototypes were made to help plan for the technologies and the game engine needed for cloud landscapes and flights. Cloud landscapes and flights. This is brilliant. I like it. Behind the scenes, the studio bonded over playing ping pong, video games, crafting / gifting real wax candles for each other, watching movies, and attending research trips to Disneyland. Was that kind of familiar for me? Making myself so inconspicuous? In 2020, Sky released 4 new adventure seasons as well as launching on the Google Play Store. My goodness! What? The season of rhythm. Oh my god! I simply said. Season of prophecy. Season of sanctuary. That's what's the season I completed it. Season of enchantment. That was also the season I officially completed it. 2 of these seasons could have guessed under different names. 2 of these seasons have released under different names altogether. Can you guess which season they relate to? Season of Gathering, Awakening, Origins, Warner, Radiance, Migration. A season of Gathering. I don't know. On July 2020, the game group. On July 2020, the game celebrated its first anniversary. This time also saw the world gravely impacted by the what? On July 2020, the game celebrated its first anniversary. This time also saw the world gravely impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Oh wow. That was the event. I was going to be so far along. Sky's first anniversary. Through a special healing pack initiative, that game company launched Sky's first non-profit campaign to aid frontline workers through Doctors Without Borders. Thanks to the community, over $1 million was raised. Oh my god, that was awesome! As part of each adventure season in 2021, Sky saw continued expansions across the kingdom, where new features, deeper stories, multiplayer dynamics, and unique gameplay were introduced. Okay. Season of Dreams. This is where I actually completed the season. Season of Flight. And yes, this is the first season I actually streamed on my Twitch in 2023. Thank you very much. Season of the Little Prince. Alongside its second game anniversary and expansion onto the Nintendo Switch, Sky also welcomed its first IP collaboration with Olivier d'Argay and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's beloved Le Petit Prince. Wait, hold on. What's the name? I don't know how to pronounce this. Hold on. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to say the pronunciation, but I don't know why. Hold on. Daguet.
Olivier Daguet.
Daguet. Oh yeah. Hold on. What?
Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
Saint-Exupéry. What the what? Hold on. Descends, je prie.
Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
Exupéry. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Hold on. Season of the Little Prince. Alongside its second game anniversary and expansion onto the Nintendo Switch, Sky also welcomed its first IP collaboration with Olivier Ziage and Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's beloved Le Petit Prince. This is where it actually finished. This is the season that I just finished. Season of Assembly. This is also a not completed quest. In the Season of the Little Prince, the Rose's poems were not originally part of the narrative writing and design. Her inclusion was added midway through production and brought a new depth to the season. Wowzer. Oh no. Like, it just crashed. Not my game. Did you know, Season of Dreams, some other characters we brainstormed. Wait, did you know, Season of Dreams, some other characters we brainstormed that could have been included were a cafe owner, a fire eater performer, and a harpist? Wowzer, what? In 2021, the Smithsonian Futures Expedition and Barbican Virtual Realms event showcased Sky and that game company's creative design to attendees. Wow! This is beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. Smithsonian Futures Expedition in 2021, Washington, D.C. Oh yeah. Sky, showcase at the Smithsonian. Oh wow, that's so cool. That was so cute and cool. Sky, reimagined at the Barbican Virtual Realms event in 2021, London. Wowzer. In 2022, Sky launched on Sony PlayStation, further growing Sky's community. During that year, Adventure Seasons introduced new player abilities, and the studio announced a Sky animation project was in production. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? What? Season of Abyss. Yeah, that's the season I completed it. Season of Performance. Yeah, that's also the season that I actually completed it. Season of Shattering. Yeah, that was the season I completed it. Sky's collaboration with internationally beloved music artist Aurora introduced new technologies to bring her music to life in games. Okay, I love this season of Aurora. This is one of my favorite seasons of Sky, as usual. Sky's collaboration with internationally beloved music artist Aurora introduced new technologies to bring her music to life in games. This season supported a simultaneous live concert gathering unlike any before. That was the season I finished, completed it. And look at the emote though. Look at the emote. Look at the emote. Ta-da! The team kicked off its inaugural Sky Assembles in Long Beach, California. Here, Sky Kids celebrated with a variety of festivities meeting up to play in person and forming new friendships of the event. This is cool. As Sky grew, so did the studio development and publishing teams in order to evolve the game and its partnerships. Sky celebrated its 3rd birthday. Happy birthday, Sky. Thanks to the generous support of players, the team's non-profit collaboration with the Trevor Project entered its 2nd year and fundraised over $680,000 US total. Wowzer, this is brilliant. This is beautiful. I love the Trevor Project. This is the best non-profit organization for people who are absolutely supported for LGBTQ+ community. The Sky team and that game company focused it. Okay. The Sky team and that game company focused on breaking new ground in lead up to their 4th anniversary. 4 new seasons were additionally developed and released this year. Season of Remembrance. That was the season I just completed it. What's next? Season of Passage. That was the season that also completed it. And Season of Moments. Oh, it's so cute with the mask. Oh, so cute. Since 2021, our Sky community has railed over $1.84 million US in counting for the ocean cleanup. Their mission is to research, extract, and monitor plastic pollution in the oceans and rivers globally. What a wonderful surprise. Oh yes, Season of Revival. Yes, sir, I just finished that one. Sky looks to set a new Guinness World Record for most users in a concert-themed virtual world during its time at Gamescom. What? That's awesome. The Guinness World Record was a huge success. Not only did Sky break the record, but it did so by hosting over 10,000 simultaneous users on the same server. Oh man, I love that. Sky will honor its 5th anniversary in style as the studio hosts a 2-day event in Tokyo, Japan. Our global players here in-game will help us celebrate too. The Season of the 9-Colored Sphere partnership introduces a beautiful tale and a cast of stunning characters into the Sky Kingdom. That was the season I finally officially completed it. Published this summer, the Art of Sky art book looks back on the game's 7-year development phase from 2012 to 2019. That was so beautiful. This is brilliant. Most recently, the team also released the Season of Nesting. Oh my god. It celebrated its 5-year anniversary? Oh my word. This game was so phenomenal.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am definitely sure.
Well then, happy 5th birthday, Sky.
Aww. I'm glad you actually love this game. Do you, Yuya? Do you?
Yeah.
How was it? How really was it, Mr. Yuya Yokoyama?
It was awesome.
A ball game? Okay. this is the greatest season I've ever thought in my entire life. So I just probably knew that this game was probably intensively beautiful. As an absolute content creator, I love playing this guy on the PS4, but I was broke and I haven't bought a PS4 Pro and a PS5.
Fragility and deep connection to humanity as a whole. These are concept sketches done by Genova and Jackie. Imagine the moment when your players feel the connection to humanity. And this concept made us realize that the core of our game is connection, human to human connection. For me personally, this sketch helped me with a significant breakthrough in understanding the core of the game. It is not the amazing landscape or dreamlike scenario, but what comes centered in our experience is the connection with the other players. Then the question is, what kind of world helps serve a stage to tell the story of our connection?
This is the most.
What is a connection to begin with? How do we visualize them, and how do we tell the story? We knew we wanted to fly above the clouds and eventually reach the atmosphere for the overview. Then we tried to imagine what things would make such journey. These are all artworks done by Evan Rivera. Then we came to realize water particles have this similar cycle. They are on ground but evaporates, and then they fly up into the sky, then becomes clouds, and then fall back onto the ground. We found this very intriguing, and we tried to apply this into a story. It's a story of a cycle. A cycle of particles all heading towards the storm to be purified and then to be reborn again.
Wowzer.
With those particle story in mind, we then tried again to reimagine the world, the look of the world that they travel through. Tried to imagine a world above clouds. Maybe these particles are physical form of people's dreams and memories. You know, when they travel through clouds, maybe clouds reflect those memories and make that into physical forms. I have personally been fascinated by clouds, and have observed many clouds. Staring at clouds and imagining shapes on them was my second nature, so it was pretty fun time to sketch out clouds, shaping them like a piece of clay. Tried many iterations, trying to get a sense of a world from them. But then soon I realized that a world made entirely by clouds makes the world a little unrelatable. We live on ground, and things on ground give us way more context to play with. But the dilemma was that we wanted to make a game about flight in the sky. So I thought, why not bring the ground itself up into the sky?
Wow.
So I tried thinking about a ground that floats. But my issue here was that I tried too hard making these terrains to look exotic, and this was still not very relatable. So then I went back onto the ground again, going back to my origin and imagining how I would start the game. What is it that makes you feel like you want to fly, and how can you make a scene that evokes this emotion of longing for flight? And there's something to this concept. Isle beginning, a call to adventure. We have iterated on this first level of the game the most, but it's interesting to see how the concept of an island at the first level stayed true until the end. I'll be honest, we have been hitting a wall. We couldn't really figure out a world that was fun to be around. We needed things to do, which brought us to our next focus, which is creatures. They are the residents of this world. They are the ones that gives life into the world. So what are the things that live in this imaginary world? What are their functions, and how do they serve you in the experience? I tried to imagine situations of the encounter of these creatures. First imagine birds, but birds in the sky is not very fresh. That's not a new concept. We did want to present a new concept, new idea. We also didn't want our flight to look like it takes some effort. we wanted to preserve the elegant dreamy quality in the way things fly in our game. Then we eventually found aquatic animals, how they swam was pretty elegant and it was fitting for our game. To contrast to the helpful creatures that are elegant and swimming, we also wanted to introduce antagonistic creatures.
The crows.
In this, you could see some origin for some of the dark creatures we have in the game. Now that we are starting to fill the world with creatures, we then try to imagine if there has been any people in this world. Like showing this beautiful concept done by Tiffany Hayashi, or also known as Purple Almond. It would also add much depth in the world, to have history behind it. Civilization would also bring possibilities to introduce puzzles to the game. It was really fun imagining, pieces of puzzles, made with ruins. So we brainstormed, who are these people and what do they do? We tried to imagine civilization that could exist in the cloudscape. Do they live in caves? What are the materials they have to build their homes? Where do they get these materials? What's the surrounding biome? Because creatures are aquatic, maybe the landscape should also be inspired by aquatic things. Just completely made up, exotic world. One of the efforts in trying to bring the concept of connection back to the core, we tried to imagine the world connected by a giant tree. These are some sketches done under this concept. Also, because of the aquatic reference, we also have thought about a world sunken underwater. This was a very interesting concept for me personally, but felt like it took the attention away from the sky.
This is beautiful.
We did wonder if we should make these people still alive in the world or have them perish. Ruins underwater did make us realize that we prefer the civilization to be gone. We like the poetry of players to uncover the mystery through their own experience, rather than have them, talk to an NPC and have the NPC talk and describe what happened. Having these people gone already also brings the opportunity to introduce antagonists to the story. Whatever that destroyed the civilization could be the challenge for the players as well. In this concept, you can see some dark shards penetrating through these ruins, and could see some hint of how we've done the darkness in our game today. Eventually, the world is starting to show its form to us. Things are starting to come together. Terrains poking out of clouds like islands, surrounded by creatures gracefully swimming in the air, and ruins awaiting for the players to uncover their mystery. Now that we are finding the general structure of the world, we then dove into figuring out what the story of these people are. What are these people to begin with? Why do they live in clouds, and how did they live, and why did they die? That's quite an overwhelming question, so I again went back to the sketchbook and trying to imagine, being a player. What is it? What does it feel like to meet these people? People of clouds, what's their life like? Then I tried to remember our original inspiration. Why was the NC, why is the giant such striking image? For me, it was because it made me remember the perspective of a child when the world felt bigger than me and it was filled with mysteries. So I went back to the sketch and tried to imagine a giant in clouds, witnessing a giant in clouds appear here, trying to imagine what would I see if I followed that giant. This imagination sparked many ideas for me. As a child, I found many of the things adults did felt mysterious and ritualistic, so I simply tried to reimagine and translate what I saw adults did into this weird club people doing their jobs that I didn't understand. Thinking about jobs made me bring back the idea of particles in cycle. What if these club people had a job to make these particles move around, to circulate those particles? We used to call them as motes internally back then. They harvested them, collected them, and shipped them to have them cleansed by the storm and to have them reborn. Perhaps they were part of the cycle, but because they are gone now, it is now players' job to take these modes and put them back into the cycle. Maybe. The idea of harvesting and collecting modes gave us new understanding about these people. Maybe things they collect are precious and they were obsessed by it, much like how humans are obsessed with our resources. There may have been rituals and technologies built around them. I will touch upon this later, but around this time we have also established a theme, another theme, which is a time of day. It's an overarching theme to help tell the story. And we knew we wanted to start the game on an island before starting the journey into the sky. And with the help of a time of day theme, we overlaid the concept of dawn as additional theme. I tried to imagine a dock that these people built to carry things into the sky, and then I tried to imagine being a player arriving here. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Leaving the island, entering the cloud world, and the time of day has progressed into daytime. And then the time of day continues to progress through the journey, imagining how the ruins would change, what look different. By then we have learned quite a bit about these people and the flow. We're starting to get the feel for it, and we're now diving into figuring out what really happened to these people, what's the history. One disclaimer is that these things I'm showing, and these are ideas that led to what it is Sky today, and it's not the official lore of the Sky. This is a preliminary ideas, just so you know. People needed these resources to survive, but nature also needs them to sustain the cycle of life. With the resources, eventually people develop technology and gains power and they prosper. But conflict with nature escalates. And eventually there was a war and incurred a heavy sacrifice. You might recognize some similarity in what you see here in the sketch with what we see in the game. This concept certainly became a base for what it is known as a golden wasteland today.
Golden Wasteland, oh
there was
yeah.
also a concept of an oracle who predicted this war, who then prepared an evacuation plan for their people. Players were never meant to see this in full glimpse, but I was hoping to leave some hints behind about this gigantic ship that they built to evacuate their people, like Noah's Ark. And continue to brainstorm many ideas, mainly trying to imagine a story that makes sense for players to take a leap into the storm. I do want to preserve the mystery of what we decided for the final story of the game, so I will not go into too much detail here, but just sharing some more brainstorm sketches about the ancestral history. And then you might have recognized some similarities in the characters shown in these preliminary sketches with the spirits in the game and elders in the game. Let me talk a little bit more about the exploration that led to the design of our elders. We are talking about stories now, but don't forget that we are making a game. It's an experience. Characters we introduce in the game has to have a significance in the player's experience. Prototyping the game, we came to realize that we needed a strong beat after each major sections of the game, like how we fight bosses at the end of the levels. So the original idea of our so-called quote-unquote boss was some sort of guardians that presented challenges to the players before they could move on to the next level. We concepted different ideas about a character that could provide interesting gameplay along with an evocative story. We knew that we needed multiple of these guardians across the game, and wanted to give them different characteristics to each. I was looking at different myths and stories about gods and guardians and learned that we often use animals as a way to represent different characteristics of a unique god. So I also tried to find various animals, creatures that represented the emotion of each of the levels and tried to convert them into different characters. Designing different animals is fun, but it's also very costly to do, so I had to imagine another version where animals are more of a symbolism that was left in statues, but the characters themselves are more of spirits that appeared in more of a human form and human scale. This sparked some inspiration for imagining figures that are cursed. Each presents a challenge to the player, and their characteristic was represented by missing body parts. Not sure if you can recognize, but these are what eventually becomes Elders of the Isle and Elders of Prairie. Here are ideas for Guardians for Rain and Sunset, eventually becomes Elders of Forest and Elders of Valley. Having all these characters also helped spark an idea of unifying them as a group. This concept made me imagine them as a royal family of some sort, and they used to be together, but now they are separate, and the mystery is to be discovered by players. Royal family made us think that we need a king, which would make sense to appear at the end. Distributing them across the game and breaking them into levels helped us organize the flow and the story of the game. Some more ideation in 3D prototypes, you can see how they evolve and progress into what we know of them today. Again, a disclaimer that the story behind these characters I'm sharing here are preliminary ones, and I'm not explaining the official lore of the game. So now that we have a structure of the world, creatures, characters, and the quote-unquote bosses, it is time to assemble them together into one game. We did determine that we wanted to base our flow on the theme of the time of day. We associated different emotions across 6 different times as dawn, day, rain, sunset, dusk, and night, and associated colors and shape languages to each. We then applied an emotional curve inspired by a hero's journey and designed a flow for the experience, associated by levels and characters at each stage. We then put everything together to test the flow of the game, a story of a player waking up on an island, finding their way into the sky, uncovering mysteries of the lost civilization, and then eventually ascend into space for an overview trek. You might think we have figured out pretty much everything at this point, but that's not true. Devil's in the detail. I will share only some of the different iterations we have made on each of these levels. Dawn, we knew you would start on the island, but there was still some idea of mixing a mirage of the modern world to make this initial level give a strong sense of threshold. Played with the idea of leaving our world to enter the realm of sky. More ideation of the isle. We had versions where you rowed a boat to enter the sky realm. The concept of the boat was debated until pretty late in the phase. The shapes of the clouds at this level was also iterated a lot. A giant wall of clouds to fly over, or a hole in the clouds to penetrate through. This level has been, by far the most iterated level. We have explored so many ways to lead up into the sky. Next up is Prairie. We used to call these realms by the time of day until pretty late. Many of us, including myself, still reference these levels by the time of day. These concepts by Tom helped us determine the color of the terrain in the sky. We wanted to reference biomes from high altitude. Here a concept of bird's nest. This is pretty close to what we see in our game today in Prairie. We have settled on round and soft shape language because of the secondary layered theme of a human life. This is the second stage after the birth. It's the childhood stage, so we wanted everything to be round and soft. pretty close to what we know of Prairie today, but at one point we wanted players to go through a cave before coming out to see the blue sky to contrast the open, vast field of the sky. You can see here in the sketches some preliminary versions of the gates that led to different levels or shrines that helped you change your dresses you wear. And then forest, we needed emotional curve that dips down a bit, so we added rain as another time of day. Rain was another tricky level. This was probably the most iterated level after dawn. We tried enchanted forest feel. We also tried this level to be to have an elder who seduces you. We also tried to make this level like puzzles. Mazes, trying to visualize complexity of the adolescence as the human life theme. This is the third level. After childhood, you became adolescent. There's a mixed emotion. This is a time of the life where your emotion is really complicated. So we tried to also present that visually. Another important aspect of this level was the introduction of industrialization. The third layer of the story was civilization, story of the civilization. So after the civilization has lived in harmony with nature, they start the industrialization. Early concept of the temple shows the dark stone penetrating through the building, and the interior of the temple is also looking very different. After the rain and sunset, emotion raises to a peak. We wanted the gameplay to be more dynamic here, most dynamic. It represents the peak of your life when everything is exciting. This concept by Tom really captured the emotion we wanted for this level. The peak of mountains penetrating through the clouds also became base for a starting area of the Valley of Triumph. Civilization was also at its peak, so this was meant to be most decorative and rich in materials. Many of the concepts here became the base for the key ideas on this level. Can you recognize it?
Yeah, I recognize that.
After a peak, there's a fall. Dusk was aligned with the midlife crisis for the human life theme, or the post-apocalyptic theme time for the civilization theme. Shadi and Kang jumped in at this time of the production and helped us polish some of the ideas for this level. This was the time when we tried to expand each realms to have various sub-levels. Temple in the Golden Wasteland. Exterior is pretty close to what we see today, but the interior became a lot more, a lot different. Night is a vault of knowledge. Visual inspiration of this realm was a library and the ethereal dream. Following the arc of the civilization, this is supposed to be most advanced, but we didn't want to make this to feel too technological. Instead, we wanted the whole experience to feel more like a dream or magic, so Jackie did this concept to capture the dreamlike quality of the realm. Some early concept of the shelves and the quote-unquote books. We designed a lantern to be the device that recorded memories, concept done by Tom. And an early prototype of the end of this realm was more like a planetarium, a place where you meet the oracle to hear about the history and to hear about your own destination as a player. Storm is the final realm. This is the moment of death, and we wanted to visualize the lowest low moments of the game. At one point, we were considering that the storm realm was black and white. Tom captured the feeling of what it could feel like to be in the midst of a storm, and then tried to approach the eye of storm. Then Kang helped added one color, red, into this visual to further enhance the emotion of this realm. At the Eye of Storm, there's a hint of what actually happened in the past. Trevor Stringer concepted the moment before the cataclysm, and Tom painted a version of our representation of darkness. After the death and storm, we now shoot up into the space. This is the moment of rebirth, the overview effect we wanted to have from the very beginning of the project. For a while, we were going after the idea of representing the unity of people by a superorganism we called as a megabird. Here's Kang's emotional capture of the moment when everything is coming together. And the evolution of the megabird. If you remember the original sketch done by Genova, you have come far, but I think it's nice to see the original idea kind of stuck around. In the end, we emphasized more on the idea of the stars and constellations, so our megabird became more of a mega constellation. Because there are too many layers of different problems we were solving to consolidate into one experience. I am abbreviating a whole lot of the process that we went through, but I hope you were able to watch how ideas were created and morphed and evolved into what comes Sky today. And then, yeah, finally the game was released. I was only able to show only some of the 2D concepts, but making of this game really involved the high-level concepts of storytelling, game designs, engineering, 3D modeling, sound effects, and music. Literally everything had to come together to form this special game. A spark of inspiration initiated this project. We played and iterated on so many ideas. It was fun to iterate, but sometimes became overwhelming. After each failure, we stood up and we never gave up. We kept on going. There were times we felt like we really lost our direction, but we continued. I was really not sure if this game would do well, but kept on going, believing that there's something at the core in this game that is worth sharing with the world. And then we broke through it, released the game. So many rough edges and unpolished details, but the game was released and then in the end received by millions of people. Today the game is still alive, and with the support of all the players, including yourself, it is growing and evolving even more. This is the end of my presentation, but I truly believe that the making of Sky was kind of a miracle. I hope seeing the birth and the evolution of the game was interesting to you. I am grateful to say that Sky is much alive still and continuing to change. And I am looking forward to witness how it's going to evolve more through the many years to come. Thank you.
This is so unbelievable. I didn't know how to expect the unexpected in terms of what this game was possibly the greatest game of the year. I mean, I love this game so far. So good. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. My girl Racy is so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, but this is the most beautiful. So I'm gonna turn off the What the hell? Alright. I'm so done with this. This is so great.
Hey. Are you okay, bro?
Wowzer. Alright. Oh boy. That is like the most unbelievable game that I've ever remembered this series. Oops. This game was celebrated like it's 5 years. I'm sure they could never have it. For some reason, I love this game. It's my therapy. Okay. Where? In my back. This is the most unbelievable and very phenomenal moment I can never ever forget in my whole entire life. Like, look at this. Let's go back. Right. Look at this. The season of remembrance. The season of remembrance. It makes me cry. There's the remembrance. The season of remembrance. And then the season of that's so cute. And what's that? The season of moments! And there it is! That's the season of moments! So cute! Oh my god! That's this is so beautiful! Oh my god! The revival! The hopeful steward! Look at that! The hopeful steward! The good minds and the good memories of Sky. This is beautiful. This is unbelievable. You know what? I'm gonna end this right now. You know what? I'm gonna just take a step to sleep. And I'm not gonna be right in my life.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's been a midnight. I'm not gonna take this a lot.
So, are you gonna end the stream? I know that you're gonna stream Fortnite at midnight, right?
Yeah, why not? So, I basically thinking about that. And I'm definitely gonna end the stream right now because I'm gonna stream Fortnite on YouTube because I'm gonna finish those quests until I need my mod to appreciate it. Yeah. I was thinking that this is gonna be my stream on Twitch. And I'm gonna take some rest for the last one. And basically, this is like the ultimate experiences that I had to, but I'm definitely gonna end the stream. And after at like 3 a.m. or 2 p.m. I guess, I'm actually gonna stream right now on Twitch. And I'm never ever actually gonna list myself again. And yeah, I'm gonna say I'm ending the stream right now.
Really?
Yep.
Great. Anywho, thanks for chatting and also have a happy Tuesday, brother. Peace out and love you, Shintaro. Emoji blowing kiss, emoji victory sign.
So is that so, huh? Is that so? Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy a happy Tuesday, and yeah. If you want to see more of my previous streams, please subscribe to my VODs channel at Shitara7's VODs. And if you see one or more of me playing Fortnite Festival or playing Fortnite, why don't you just hit the subscribe button and also type yo in the chat. And finally, if you want to see more of me, please follow me on my socials. You can catch me and you can hang with me right here, right now. So, that is all for now. Thank you guys for watching. This is Shintaro Yokoyama saying, and as always, I will take off my glasses and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next stream of Fortnite or Sky. Children of Light. Chip chip, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.